Y'all remember Charlie's mama? Mike's white grandma came through. Micah's white grandma came through like a black granny. Okay, I said come through, black granny, white grandma. So, hey everybody, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandy Yvonne. Y'all already know at my channel we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of all of our favorite shows. This video is Queen Sugar Season 7, Episode 6, Soothing. I think it's low vibration or something vibration, something about a vibration. I'm gonna have the title right in the description, of course. Hearing about that low vibrational plate and then vibration is, I done got all confused. Anyway, this video is late. I apologize. Tuesday I was out of town for the day. I had an appointment in Sacramento. Didn't get home till late. Then I just didn't have the motivation to come on here yesterday, so I'm coming today, but hopefully you guys still will enjoy this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you to all of you who are continually subscribing, commenting. I really have been enjoying all of the engagement and the support, so keep pouring it in, y'all. It's truly a blessing to me. It really is a blessing to me, and you will be blessed in return, right? So anyway, this episode also wasn't giving a lot, so I almost skipped it to be honest. But you know, we got to keep Queen Sugar popping, so let's keep it going. Next week probably gonna give us more, I feel like. But this one felt like a little bit of a filler, but we did get some educational stuff happening, so it's worth talking about, right? All right, so let's get into the review. So let's see the episode. Interesting enough, the episode opened kind of the same way it closed. Did anybody notice that? Drop it in the comments. We opened up with Darla and Ralph Angel kind of hugging and talking. We closed with them hugging and dancing and talking as well. So anyway, they opened up. Ralph Angel was walking outside their new house, and Darla came out and she asked him, did he get any sleep? He said no, the street kept him up. She said she didn't really get much sleep either. She let him know, like, I know it doesn't feel like home, but we're going to make it our home, you know. So you can tell they're just trying to adjust to their new place. So then, let's see, we see Micah and so slippery, slimy Zane. They made it to their destination in Hollywood. They're at this big old fancy party. Michael's looking at his phone and the NFT, he's still feeling bad about what he did, as he should. Zane told him to put his phone away, you know, got to get his head in the game, you know, they're in the big leagues now, and, you know, they could be partners, they could be doing all this stuff, they're gonna make all this money. I'm like, Micah, you are so, I'm just gonna say young. Like, you're being taken advantage of so badly by this guy, you don't even see it. Like, you're better than this. Like, you grew up having more money than this dude, so come on. Anyway, so then the guy, I guess, who they're pitching their ideas to comes. I don't know if they said his name or not. The white boy came, and he asked, was Micah going to next do an NFT with a piece about his mom paying off that side piece. And so then Micah was like looking like twisted, like, no. And so then he's like, oh, my bad. I mean, you know, no disrespect, but I just thought it'd be the next one. Like, made sense. And then Micah was like, no, actually, I'm trying to go more of a political avenue now. And he's explaining the things his parents are doing at the border and the things he wants to do. He wants to, you know, he's all about pushing the culture forward. He wants to set new trends. He wants to do all this stuff. So the guy's like, oh, yeah, that sounds good. I like that. So then he did a little snap with the fingers. And then they brought over some drugs of some nature over there. I don't know what they had, y'all. I couldn't tell it. So then they're like, come y'all in, y'all want to roll? And so then Dane's like, oh, yeah. Micah looked hesitant, and he's like, yeah. I'm just like, Micah, he just trying to fit in so bad. You know when you're young and you just trying to fit in for whatever reason. So anyway, so then I guess they commenced doing drugs and whatnot. So then the party is going on. All right, so then we see Hollywood at home trying to fix something, and he has, what's the little boy named Dante helping him, handing him tools, and they playing around joking. They babysitting Baby True at the same time. And so then Dante hands Hollywood the wrong tool and all that, and so then he's really, you know, Dante loves Baby True. Hollywood was saying, like, just the way you spoiling True. And then he's like, I can't help it. She's so cute. Always wanted a little sister. And he's like, she's telling True, like, you don't have to worry. You got Dante here to look out for you. And Holly was like, yep, you guys are cousins now. And Holly was like, just the way you look after True, me and Miss Vi, we're going to look after you and Joaquin. And you ain't got to worry about nothing. Anything you want to talk about, let me know. So Dante looking like, why you bring that up? And so he said, who you been talking to? What you know, Hollywood? What you know? And so then he was like, oh no, but you got something to talk about? Like, what's up? And so then he was like, no, I'm good. But you can tell Dante had something to talk about. Because remember, he got in that fight at school and he had the black eye. So he got something to talk about, but he wasn't really trying to talk about it right there. So anyway, he was like, oh, I gotta go get True's little doll. And so then Vi's like, what's that about? And Hollywood was like, something going on at that school. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna find out. So anyway, let's head back over to Ralph Angel and Darla, because I did skip a scene, but y'all know I'm skipping around. So anyway, Darla and Ralph Angel is having a meeting with the co-op farmers and letting them know their plans for the meal. Charlie gifted them the meal. Okay, come through, Charlie. Gifted them the meal. So Darla was explaining that we're just gonna spruce, get the place cleaned up. Since we don't have Miss Bertina's land anymore, it's good to have this land to show that we have stuff, keep our inventory here, like, just maintain the land, and it will, grow what we have in our profit. It will look better for us to have this and maintain this as well. And so then they're like, well, who gonna tend to it? Like, girl, they don't see it. The farmer, even Prosper, don't see it. They're like, we don't really see it. So Mr. Dina's like, y'all not listening. Listen closely. All we gotta do, like she said, is spruce the place up. Especially y'all don't have my farm anymore, so then y'all have this land. Miss Bertina's seeing Darla's vision, basically. She was breaking it down. And then she was like, and if I'm still a member of this co-op, I vote to have it. And now that I got the free time, girl, like, I'll help you clean the place up and maintain it. So Prosper's like, I don't know who we gonna do, who gonna watch it, who gonna do this. They like all talking. So Darla just looking so irritated. Angel's looking like, ugh, they not seeing the vision of it all. Them damn farmers, I'm about sick of them. That's number one thing had me irritated this episode. That and Micah had me irritated this episode. Okay, so anyway. So that was a mess. So Darla goes down to me with Vibe. I gave her mail. She's like, girl, I'm trying to switch all the stuff over. Y'all know y'all gotta do change the address for her. How'd that go? So anyway, I don't know why I'm getting all these notifications right now. Sorry, y'all. So anyway, then she's like, girl, don't you worry about it. So then Darla was showing her all her profit margins for selling the pies down to the farmer's market. And she was like, buy your pie. First, everybody was like, girl, I did all this. Sis, I did all this. And she's like, yes, girl, your pies be selling out within the hour. And then she was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing, right? Like, oh my gosh. She was like, Darla, like, I would have never made this profit if it wasn't for you. Like, you were the one that helped me with this, girl. And then she was like, Darla was like, yeah, like, I wish everybody would see me the way you saw me. And then, and I was like, girl, what's going on with the farmers? Like, who I need to talk to, who I need to fight. And then she was like, yeah, they're just not getting it. And she was like, you don't worry about that. And, everything's going to be okay, basically. And so they celebrated with 2 of Vi's special pies. I wanted some of that pie, y'all. Did y'all? So anyway, so then, Darla decided to like open all her mail in the car or something. And so she looked at her mail thrown in the seat because she was, she wasn't ready to pay her bills or whatever was going on. So, when y'all ain't ready to look at your bills like that. So anyway, she seen, something from like a law firm or something. And so Chase has sent her some kind of legal matter. I don't know if it was like a cease and desist or something like that. Basically, she's replaying what he said in her head, like, I'm not dealing with no crackhead slut and all this stuff. Basically, like, trying to silence her. And so, of course, that he sends her to this emotional tailspin. Meanwhile, Ralph Angel then took the baby. Baby, she was so freaking cute. Took her down to her doctor's appointment. And, he trying to call Darla. Darla not answering his call. She hauled homegirl DC, like, girl, like, he didn't call me. He sending me this letter. Like, don't tell nothing else to nobody else. Because, homegirl didn't have her best interest at heart. And I'm like, look what they doing down to the DC. So anyway, I'm like, but why wouldn't she take Ralph Angel's call and be like, hey, I'm about to come. I'm running late for the doctor's appointment, or I got stuff going. Something. She could have just did something. I just wish Darla would have handled it differently. I know she has her issues. I just wish she would have really handled things differently in this moment. So anyway. So then Darla was by the bar. She looking at the bar like she want to go take a drink. So then she decided to go down to her AA meeting, right? So she goes tell the AA people. She sit in the circle. Hi, I'm Darla. I'm a user. I was about to have some drinks. There's a lot going on, some heavy stuff. I don't want to tell my husband because I'm afraid of what he might do. I don't even know what he might do. Like, we're at a better place right now. We're shaky at best. And, like, basically, she don't want to ruin the progress her and Ralph Angel have already made. She don't want to ruin Ralph Angel's progress he's already made. She's like, he's come so far, and I don't want to ruin it with this. So she's scared to tell Ralph Angel. The sponsor lady's like, you know, trying to hold them secrets is not going to be good for you. Darla says she was going to go to the bar and take a drink, but she came down to the AAA meeting instead. And so that's where she's at. And they were like, is there some kind of way you could tell him, you know, talk to somebody and burden yourself? She was like, well, that's why I came here, but I you know, I'm going to figure out something. But basically, she don't want to talk to Ralph Angel because she don't know how Ralph Angel's going to react. I don't know if she's so afraid of Ralph Angel, like, going after the guy or doing something crazy, or as far as, like, Ralph Angel kind of getting out, like, having an issue more with her. What do y'all think? Do y'all think Ralph Angel would really try to, you know, go after Chase or her Chase, or do you think Darla is really more afraid of what it would do to their relationship at this point because they have been through a lot? I think she's more afraid of what it's going to do to their relationship personally. All right, so now let's get down to Nova and Billie. So Billie made Nova some cheese grits and some bacon and all this food, and Nova's like, dang girl, I knew you was gonna cook like that. She has some cinnamon rolls down to the oven. I said, come through, Billie, I'm hungry. So anyway, Nova's like, girl, I knew you was gonna be cooking like this. I would have had you over here sooner. She's like, oh, just a little thank you before, you know, I get on, girl. And so then she said, I know you got your boo thing coming through. And so Nova got some plants or something that from one of her relatives on her mom's side, one of her last living, like, great aunts or somebody always sends her these fresh herbs and plants, whatever the hell it was, y'all, in the mail. So anyway, they smell good and fresh. So then Nova's letting, you know, Billie's like, girl, yo, boo come back anyway, like, let me get up out your way, girl. And so then she's like, you know, like the Jill Scott song saying. And so then she's like, well, actually, his flight got delayed. They couldn't get out of the Sudan. And I had this big real date planned. And Nova looked so like, dang, like, I'm trying to work this man, but it's a struggle. Like, now let me tell you that, what's her real name in life, her name in real life, Fatima, something, whatever her name is. She was giving her best acting at that moment, but she looked so upset and distraught. I was like, poor Nova. Nova out here used to being out here playing these streets. She trying to have a real relationship. Stuff is not working out for her. She missing that white man. Anyway, she thinking about Mo over there, the co-op. So anywho, she's like, yeah, I had this concert we was gonna go to. I had the tickets. So then she asked Billie, like, girl, you want to come? Because she not trying to waste them tickets. So Billie's like, actually, I got a date. And Nova's like, oh, what trombone shorty? Y'all, that is a book. A kid's book. Anyway, so anyway, because I've played that story for my students in my class before. So anywho, then Billie's like, girl, this is the day. Like, no, we tripping. I'm like, Billie, look at Billie get out there dating. But Vince look way better than him. Like, girl, you don't go backwards. Anyway, so Nova, you know, she over that. Let's stick with Nova for a minute so we don't miss nothing else. So Nova was down to the school. She came early. The teacher is a white teacher. She was like, oh, thank you for coming early. You know, they have a problem with some of what you're doing. You know, they're saying it's CRT, critical race theory, and all this stuff. And Nova's like, what? Like, what? And even the white lady's like, yeah, I don't see what's wrong with teaching, you know, our actual history in the schools. And I love how Ava DuVernay is pulling this straight from the headlines. Like, we not have this not been the hot topics, right? So, Nova's like, I don't want you to lose your job, girl. She was like, girl, I ain't worried about it. So then Nova was teaching the kids about the blues and music and all that. I actually took a class similar to what Nova was talking about in college about the history of the blues and all that great stuff. So I was like, oh yeah, this is all familiar to me. So she talked about what is his name, John Booker, I can't think of the blues singer now. And so she was asking, what y'all be listening to? Megan Thee Stallion, Halle and Chloe, Billie Eilish, the baby, Jack Harlow, all them people they was naming. Some of them I didn't know who they was. So then she was like, all these music genres, K-pop, pop, R&B, hip-hop, rock and roll came from the blues. Then she was saying the blues came from the ring shout. So she explained to the kids the history of the ring shouts and how the enslaved people were not allowed to dance, so they would do the ring shouts and all that. So then the white boy and aunt in the classroom go say, oh, don't you mean slaves? So then Nova was like, no, I mean enslaved people, because when we just call them slaves, you're taking away the dignity of these human beings. They were enslaved people. So, he got taught a little lesson. So she continues to explain, how the ring shout worked and how they never crossed their feet, because then that will be considered dancing. And she's like, listen to all the music y'all be listening to today. Y'all gonna see how it relates to the blues and the ring shout and all that stuff. So then, Nova and the white teacher was talking again. She on suspension for work for letting Nova come through. They talking about getting Toni Morrison book banned, all this Nova's work banned, all this stuff banned. And so, from the schools, and so Nova, the teacher said we got to keep the people who sits on the school board seats that are allies, we got to keep them in the seats and get the votes popping and all that. So Nova's like, oh, I definitely got people who could do that. She's like, they didn't mess with the wrong one over here. Okay, so we got that going on. Then, Nova was talking. Remember, I can't think of his name to save my life, and I should have looked it up before I got on here. But remember Nova's friend that got the piercing and the earrings, and he would help sell the stuff for her when she used to run her little nighttime business. So they were sitting on the sofa doing a little puff pass, and they was catching up. I love how when we're at the end of a show, they always show us. They bring in the old characters, right, and kind of tie up where they are now. So it makes sense that he would come back. We haven't seen him since season 1, season 2. So he said some kind of operation they're doing. He's still doing his grassroots thing with the grocery store. And remember, Too Sweet, I think was his name. He's helping him with the paperwork, and she was like, okay, from that college education to use. And so he's like, what you been up to since you're not in the night work anymore? And so basically she ain't selling drugs no more. So, remember, he used to help her sell them drugs. So, they were just selling marijuana though. Okay, so anyway, she was saying, she could turn her book into a movie and all this stuff she has going on, but right now she kind of feeling aimless. Like, she ain't got really nothing else popping off. And so, he was like, dang, I'm a movie deal. Like, sheesh. And then he was asking her about the white cop, and she was like, yeah, he turned himself in. He was like, dang. And then she's like, I ain't heard from him. The blue going to protect the blue. He down in Baton Rouge, last I heard. He was like, sheesh. And so then he was just telling her, like, don't forget to check on your roots sometime. Basically, like, if you want to grow, don't continue to forget, like, where you came from, and continue to be involved in the grassroots thing, I think is basically what he was saying. So then he asked her about her new boo, and she was like, yeah, it's good, it's love. And he was like, is they black? And so then she would laugh. She was like, yes. And at the same time, they puff fast, and the whole time never missing a beat. I loved it. So anyway, and then he's like, that's beautiful. Black love is beautiful. She's like, love is beautiful no matter where you can get it. That's always been my motto. Like, love is beautiful no matter where you can get it. He's like, oh, you right about that. So, they had their little catch up moment. So then let's get down to Prosper and Miss Sandy. Then we're going to get back to Micah. So Prosper came in. He had some po' boys down from Leon's. Po' boys sound real good right now, y'all. I guess I'm hungry. So, and I got this outfit on, y'all, because I'm about to work out. So anyway, he brought the po' boy. She's like, you gotta keep spoiling me like this, Mr. Prosper. He's like, long as Leon's around, girl. So then she's like, po' boys, oh my God. And so then he was like, yeah, girl, Billie got all your supplies for your bachelorette party tomorrow night. And so she's like, I can't believe I'm having a bachelorette party at this age. Like, I can't believe it. And she was like, I know Hollywood and Ralph Angel about to get it popping for you. And so he was like, oh, it's just gonna be a bunch of guys getting together. So she's like, no strippers, right? And then he was cracking up like, nah, like, I know the way Hollywood and Vice set up, like, that's not gonna work. And so then he was like, anyway, Miss Martina probably got a bunch of strippers lined up for you knowing her. I'm like, why y'all, she gotta pull Miss Martina's card? So anyway, she was like, so how many strippers is it? I feel like Miss Sandy wanted strippers at her party. Okay, she wanted them. And I'm like, bring her some strippers, y'all. She only live one, she old. So bring Pross some little strippers too. No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, so then they was laughing about that. So then he's like, you know, you don't think this is, you know, I'm moving too fast, everything to you. She's like, why would you say that? And he's like, it's just that, you know, finding something like this so rare, like, I don't want to miss a minute of it. She was like, no, this is good. This is perfect. It's all good. So I'm glad they are working out. You know, every different day, don't make nothing bad happen to Prosper and Sandy. Please don't make nothing bad happen. Please. Don't let them get sick. Don't let nobody die. Please. So, okay. So then we did see Darla come home to Ralph Angel, and she on balloon duty. Ralph Angel's like, oh, I see you gotta do the balloons of it all. And so, oh, did I tell y'all that Ralph Angel had to take the baby to the doctor's appointment, and Darla never showed up, y'all. If I didn't clear that up, Darla never showed up. He called Miss Ava, he couldn't find her. So, anyway, he was like, he could tell something's up with Darla, so he sits down. She got him blowing up balloons too. So he's like, you want to talk about it? And he was like, trust, you know, take it from someone like me, keep his secrets from you, like, never is well. So he's like, basically like, trust me, like, I know, like, when I'm doing to you what you're doing to me, it don't go well for me, like, so you might as well tell me what's up. So then she's like, the reason why, you know, I missed the doctor's appointment is because you know, I almost went to the bar today, but I got ahead of it. I went down to my meeting, and he was like, because what happened with the farmers earlier? She was like, no, it's just a lot of stuff. It's just everything. She still don't want to tell him. And then he was like, you know, I'm here for you to talk to me. You know, what's up? And then she's like, no, it's just everything right now. It's just a lot right now. And I'm just like, he your husband. He is your husband, girl. He is your husband. If you don't tell him what is going on, it's going to make everything easier. But I get her reasoning, but I feel like at this point, it'd just be easier for her to say what's up. Also, I think she doesn't want to throw the fact that Blue's daddy is not Ralph Angel into Ralph Angel's face any more than it's already been thrown in his face. So I think that could be the issue too. Anyway, okay, let's get to Micah. So Micah's down to the party. He living it up. Zane talking about that white boy already on to buy 3 NFTs from them sight unseen. They ready to get it popping. You know, we can keep doing this. We can be in the private jets, the VIPs. That dude is so annoying to me. He's like, how do you feel right now, Mike? He's like, I'm feeling pretty good. Girls, all the groupies coming taking pictures. So then, y'all remember Charlie's mom? Mike's white grandma came through. Micah's white grandma came through like a black granny. Okay, I said, come through, black granny, white grandma. So she was like, are you done? Are you finished or are you done? And so then Zane was like, who are you? And then Mike was like, chill, this is my grandma. So then grandma got him all the way together. She got him out of there. So then she talking to him in her green dress. I said, come through, grandma. She was like, so you need to tell me, like, what is you doing over here? Why would you post this NFT? Like, what is going on? And he was like, I'm just trying to make my mark in this world. Like, you wouldn't understand, you know, I'm trying to do art. She's like, what you do is art. This right here is not art. This is not you. Like, you at that party, what I found you doing, like, that is not you. He's like, how did you even find me? He was like, all your little friends kept tagging your parents and tagging you, and your mom called me upset, and so I came looking for you. And so she gave him some water. She's like, drink this, you look dehydrated. And when he first got there, he called his nerve about to walk down to the guest bedroom. She's like, oh, you ain't finna go nowhere till you tell me what's going on and fix your face. I said, come through, white granny. So, you know, she is giving him a good old lecture that he deserved. So glad grandma came through. The grandma coming through is better than Charlie getting it to him, really. So grandma was letting him know, like, you're better than this. This is not art. Like, this is not cool. She showed him a picture he had gave her, and she was like, this is art. And he was like, you kept this? She was like, yes. You were so excited to show it to me. You overnighted FedExed it to me. Like, of course. Like, this isn't, she's like, this because you're doing all this stuff is not you. Like, you're better than this. She's like, how much money you even make from the NFT? He said 200K. She's like, that is a lot of money. And she's like, but was that worth your mama's tears? And then she went to bed with her back out in that green dress. Come through, Granny. So then the next morning, Micah come through. She had a cup of coffee ready for him. He told her thank you again. And she was like, you need to call your parents. He's like, I will. And because, he'd been avoiding their calls, somebody he didn't want to bother them. I'm like, please. So, Charlie and her husband Davis has been doing work at the border with the refugees, and Granny was letting him know, like, they're doing really good work down there at the refugees and the borders and the undocumented kids, which is another good story from the headlines. That's very, very real thing going on right now, right? Go ahead, Ava DuVernay. So she's like, they're doing good work right now, and what you're doing is like causing unnecessary negative attention to what they're doing. And so she was like, you need to call your parents. And he's like, when do they get back? And she was like, next week, but you need to call them this morning. He's like, I will. So then he noticed that she had a Stevens picture on the wall, his professor, one of his works on her wall. And so then he was like, Grandma, you gotta Mr. Stevens work on your wall. And then she's like, yeah, when I saw it, I thought of you, so I purchased it. She's like, and he's like, I'm taking, classes from him right now. Wow, like, that is so dope. You never cease to amaze me. She's like, okay, that's what grandmas do. And so she was like, I want to get the next hot thing from Micah. Like, I want to, get that. And she was like, man, I just hope if I can make half the impact that, Mr. Stevens has, I will be feeling really good. And she was like, of course you will. Like, you will. Like, give it time. Like, I feel like Michael's just trying to do too much too soon. Like, it's going to take time for your work to become that great. Like, you're not just going to come as a college undergrad, with this brilliant artwork. Like, that's not how life works. Like, you could, not saying that couldn't happen, but that's just not how life works. You got to put in the time, the effort, and all that. Pay your dues a little bit, Micah. So he just wants his greatness, and I get it. We all want to make our mark in this world. We all want to have our greatness, but it doesn't always happen overnight and happen when you're young like that. So she was like, you'll be great like that. And so he's like, oh, you just saying that because you're my grandma. She's like, no, I mean that for real. And I want a good discount. He's like, okay, grandma. I'm like, I'll overnight it to you. So then, okay, so that's enough of them, right? So then let's see. Then let's get to the bachelorette party. So the ladies are having the bachelorette party. We got Billie there, Nova, and Vi's there. Miss Fortina's there in her farmer's night out dress. And Sandy is there. And Charlie. I mean, not Charlie. What's the girl name? Darla. Darla was there. So anyway, and Vi's pouring out drinks, and then they decided to play Never Have I Ever. So Billie said, never have I ever been naked in public. And so then the ladies looking around and so then Miss Fortina take a drink. Okay. In her farmer after 5 outfit. So then they was like, oh, like, girl. And so then she said, well, I guess I don't even want to hear that live. So I want to hear Miss Fortina's story about when she was naked in public. I want to hear the story, Miss Fortina. Side note, where the hell is Miss Fortina staying? Do y'all know where Miss Fortina's staying? Is she staying with Sandy? Is she staying with Vi? I don't think she's staying with Vi and them. I don't know. Anyway, so they laughing, having a good time. Nova's like, I thought I was living my life, but apparently I got some catching up to do. And so Miss Fortina was laughing and saying, like, I know this party's for Sandy, but I really needed this with everything going on. Like, it's really good to get together with you ladies, let loose, have some fun. And they're talking about getting older, and Sandy's talking about finding love at an older age. Because Billie was talking about like, oh, I can't believe, I'm starting over in life again at 42. And Vi's like, girl, like, you just getting started with life, basically. And so then she was like, I'm glad Hollywood came into my life now, not when I was young and dumb, because I would not have appreciated a man like that. And they was just speaking gems over that scene. I loved it. And so then at the bachelor party, you know, the guys are having a good time. They got rid of the Joaquin and Dante. They got True to go to bed early. Joaquin thought he was gonna be dancing at the bachelor party, but Hollywood said no way. So anyway, are they supposed to be on that bachelor party there with them foster kids there? We ain't gonna call the CPS lady on them anyway. The guys are like, oh, let's get the cards out. You know, they like, we ain't got no strippers over here. So Mr. Prosper told Ralph Angel, he pulled him to the side. He said, you know, when I married Claire, your dad, you know, he was my best friend and he was the best man at my wedding. And since your dad is not here, I would be honored if you could stand in for your dad when I married Sandy. So Ralph Angel, like, he was about to cry. Like, that moment was that was one of the best moments in the episode, y'all. And he was like, of course, you know, like, I will be honored. And they hugged. That was such a beautiful moment. And so then, you know, the ladies are like, oh, I wonder if the fellas are having as good of a time as we are. So they're like, oh, only one way to find out. So then they decided to go down and crash the bachelor party. And so they went to the party. They danced and all that. And the guys, they look happy to see the girls. Well, some of them did, some of them didn't. And so then, and Vi coming there changing the music up. Hollywood looked irritated as hell. And so Miss Bertina, Prosper's dancing. Everybody's dancing, having a good time. The one guy that liked Billie, he came and grabbed her for a dance. Now, he cute, girl. He ain't as cute as Vince, but, you know. So, Vi came there dancing with Hollywood. He's like, we're going to talk about this later. So he was irritated. So then everyone's dancing, having a good time. Nova tried to call Dominic on the FaceTime. Of course, he didn't answer. She missed her boo thing, y'all. So I'm gonna need Dominic to get back though, because I don't want Nova in these streets. Because you know Nova got a thing to be cheating. And I don't want Dominic getting cheated on, because that's my boo, and I'm lending him out to her. So she don't need to be acting a fool out here. So Dominic, come back home, bro. So then the old man asked Nova to dance, and so then Rock Angel, Darla went outside, and they sitting in the back of the truck and talking and holding each other. And Ralph Angel again is trying to, you know, ask Charlie. I don't know why I was gonna call Darla Charlie now. Ask Darla what's up, and she's like, oh, you know, it's I'm fine. You know, it's just everything, and just let her know I'm here for you and all that stuff. And then they're just kind of hugging and having a sweet moment outside. And then that one R&B song that Ralph Angel said he likes comes on, and I forgot the name of that song, who sings it, but it is a good song. He's like, oh, this is my jam right here. So they get up and dance, and like I said, they end the episode with them hugging and dancing once again. So that's why I said the episode started out how it ended. So that was pretty much the end of the episode, y'all. Like I said, it wasn't really giving much, but I felt bad not trying to give y'all a review for this. I did want to talk about it. Y'all let me know what y'all thought of the episode. What did y'all think is going to happen next? We didn't get no previews unless I missed them. So y'all drop down in the comments what y'all think of the season of Queen Sugar so far. Like I said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll probably see y'all again for Ready to Love. All right, bye.